So one of the books that I've been absolutely loving lately is called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. This book is so interesting because it explores the way that social media companies have been quite predatory in the way that they've inculcated themselves into our lives. Today, when I was speaking at my old high school on this career panel, this book came up in my mind a lot because one thing I think about often is how difficult it must be to grow up with social media. Like when you're in that middle school, high school age, like you're really comparing yourself to people online. I was really lucky that social media didn't become like really popular until the end of my college years. So I got to experience the awkwardness of adolescence in middle school without the kind of gaze of Instagram and things like that. But I really feel like this book just does an excellent job at naming all of the things that these companies have done to us, the way they have fractured our attention spans, the way they have led to increased mental health, anxiety, depression, all of these things. And one of the things that the author is really passionate about is exploring the ways that childhood now is completely different than childhood when he was growing up. Even in my generation, I'm not Gen Z, I'm a millennial, but as a millennial, even in my childhood, playing outside with your friends was very normal. Like we would go play in the creek, or we'd play basketball, or we would go to local trails and run and race, and we'd play capture the flag. And it was a lot of like team building games, like hanging out with your friends. And I don't remember phones being a part of the equation. But once you get to the high school age, I remember having my first cell phone, and I did see a shift. Like suddenly everyone was texting all the time. Everything was about BlackBerry Messenger. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that, but it's really interesting how that shift has made us less social, less able to talk to strangers in public, less able to make new friends, less able to make new relationships. And I feel like this book just does an excellent job at diving into this topic and then offering sort of suggestions of where do we go next. Let me know in the comments if you've read it. And I would also like to know in the comments what your thoughts are about the relationship that we have with social media in today's day and age.